Welcome to Thriving with Nature, a podcast that gives you the tools you need to live a modern lifestyle that helps regenerate our planet. And now your host, Hayley Weatherburn.
Good morning, Thrivers, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful planet. I am dialing in from the Jungles of Bali, Batu Karu, the rainforest on Batu Karu here in the north central west of Bali, in my new little cabin home. And I've now been here for just over a week, and it's interesting what things I'm learning about myself, what things I'm learning about nature. Yeah, it's interesting. I want to share that with you today and share sort of some of the ponderings of noticing things about the plants that I'm growing and what's happening now that they've moved to a completely different climate, what's gone, what's thriving now. So sit back, relax, enjoy. If you're driving, keep your eyes on the road, and hopefully the sounds of the rainforest in the background will be divine and bring you a little bit of nature and peace to your day. I'm just watching a beautiful butterfly. One of the things I've noticed here is when I sit down and I look, the forest is just alive with butterflies. There's the one that just fluttered past, had sort of a black outline with a beautiful sort of creamy white inside. Then there's these yellow butterflies that float around my kitchen sink because my kitchen is open. And I call them Betty Whites, even though they're bright yellow. I call them Betty. I have slugs in my bathroom. I call them Steve. So they're all called Steve. And yeah, I have a beautiful firefly. So far, most nights there's a firefly that's fluttering around at nighttime in my bedroom. So it's just stunning. Last night's one was massive. It was quite big and just slowly flashed. I don't know if you know that they can flash. And so it was sort of pulsating, and it was just this beautiful sort of yellow fluorescent light that was just lots of fun fluttering around. It's very romantic. So what's happening in my plant world? I'm trying so hard to rescue my basil. I did a video for the Heal Thyself tribe on me repotting my basil. So what's very interesting is this basil plant that I'm so dearly trying to rescue. You see, basil really doesn't like the cold, and where I am is 2 to 3 degrees cooler than where I have been. So yeah, this basil plant that I am trying to rescue, it was the one plant that survived coming from my living supplement garden. So those of you who've been following, the living supplement garden is a garden that reads your body's conditions and grows the substances you require for your ultimate health, hypothetically. Where I'm in the experimental zone, and I personally believe I can see that we are so interconnected, and I could see the reason why I'm starting this experiment is that I can see the potentiality. The more I learn about soil and microbes, how this actually could be real. So with this basil, I've grown it the living supplement garden way. There's a process you do it. And so it's very dear to me, this beautiful plant. And I repotted it and trimmed it down, and I've moved it because I wanted it to get sun. But unfortunately, where you get beautiful sun, then at nighttime it gets frost. And it's not frost, definitely not frost. I've lived in Canberra in Australia. I know what frost is. It's like ice on the grass. It's not frost, it's like a cool dew. It's like, because we're living up where the clouds are, the clouds often rest here and sort of leave the dewiness. And it's quite, it's more chilly. It's not, I might joke and I might wear Ugg boots and I'll put jumpers and things on because I'm a wuss and I don't like anything less than 23 degrees, why I live in Bali. But yeah, it's starting to drop at night time. And so I've experimented with different places that I'm trying to find. I've just moved it into here on my balcony. The one thing that concerns me is here on the balcony, it's not going to get direct sunlight. But however, it's not going to be affected by the cold as much, because I was looking at all the plants this morning on the balcony, and they didn't have that cold dewiness that the basil did, that was making the leaves go black and die. But there's enough sprouts and leaves that this beautiful plant is fighting to survive. I can see it. It yearns to survive. And so hopefully this new spot is going to be a better place. Let's see how we go. I'll keep you informed. Feel free to contact me on Facebook, on Thriving with Nature's page, or Instagram if you care dearly and want to know what happened to the basil. So that's happening. I moved around something I noticed yesterday in the kitchen, because when I was making my salad for lunch, I often go get leaves of the parsley or some holy basil or some Brazilian spinach. I often go and get all these different things to add to my salad, and I noticed that the dill was outside the front area, which is a bit of a walk, to be honest, and you know, when you're making salad, you just want to make it really easy. So I've moved the dill around down closer to the kitchen so I can just chop that and add that to the salad as I go. The pineapple's doing really well. For those that have been watching Insta stories and things, it's thriving where it is, and it's very spectacular when you walk in. It's not in the great spot because it's taking a spot where I want to put some chairs and things, but right now the pineapple has precedence and I'm giving it its best shining light, because it's one of the first things you see as you walk down to the cabin, and it deserves it. For 2 years it's been, you know, growing slowly, and now this beautiful pineapple is happening, and I can't wait to eat that pineapple. It will be a ceremony for sure. What else is happening? I've been delivered some bananas the other day, and they're just sitting here turning yellow slowly on my front bench. I've got in front of me a chopped part of a carrot that's slowly growing. I've just got it resting in some water on a plate, and I'm growing it as an experiment because I want to grow it for the leaves for salad as well. So yeah, these are the things that are happening. Other things that are happening that I'm starting to learn is the fact that, because I am in like, life is constantly growing. There's you know, a small feathering of mould that grows on things. If you're not careful and you leave things and you forget about it, it'll totally get mould infested. I've only been here for a week, but I'm constantly just keeping my eye out and nose out to check that there's no areas that are stale that would create an ideal condition. Because once something mould gets on it, it pretty much gets destroyed. When I lived in Ubud in Bali, that happened a lot. And for those people that often go and put their bag away and put it in a cupboard and forget about it, often come back to a bag that's completely destroyed. So my goal is I'm just trying to start looking up natural remedies, you know, to help when I wipe away the mold, so that it sort of stays a little bit less moldy. Yeah, and so I don't know, I need to do a bit of research. I don't know if vinegar's good, but I've got to look at wood. I don't know if vinegar's good on wood. So these are the things that are happening here up in the cabin. I mean, otherwise it's really good. It's definitely a very small cabin, but it's perfect. It fits everything I need. And what I'm starting to do as well is contemplate, because I'm up here looking at land to build. And it's like, what do I like about this place? What don't I like about this place? How could I improve this place? What do I want in my home that I'm going to build and design? What are the things I have to think about in regards to mold and all that kind of stuff? One of the books I'm reading is called The Barefoot Architect. I learnt it, it was shared to me by Christian from Nangala Kala in Sumba Permaculture. We were on a permaculture design course together, and he shared The Barefoot Architect, and it's a basic, very drawn pictures of the things that you can do there's a hummingbird right now in front of me. So beautiful. It's got a yellow belly. It's very tiny, and it's just fluttering in the trees at the moment. So little. I've been told it isn't a hummingbird, but it definitely looks like one. It's really small, yellow, got a long beak. It's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you can visualize beautiful, bright, golden yellow belly, and it's just flown away. Sort of brown, light brown wings and long black beak. It's very beautiful. Sorry, the hummingbird distracted me. The Barefoot Architect, and it shows you how to build in different climatic conditions, because I grew up in Australia, and part of my life I lived in a place called Canberra, which is quite a dry heat, very, very hot in summer, very, very cold in winter, and very dry. And so I couldn't design a house that's great for there and bring it into here. It wouldn't work. So the things you've got to think about is sort of the way the air moves, where the sun is, when it's rained, because there's like torrential rain. Since I've been here, it's rained nearly every day and quite heavy. And so making sure that the roof, you're absolutely covered, and all those kind of things. So that is what's going on for me at the moment. Lots of ponderings here in cabin life and jungle life. And if you're here on the journey, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you're getting something out of it. I hope if there's something you want to know, reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, all under Thriving with Nature. You'll find me there, or even on the website, and you can write a comment, as I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, that's it from this week's episode. I wish you well, and stay tuned until the next tune in from the cabins here in the jungles of Bali. Have a beautiful day. Hey, if you enjoyed listening to my podcast, remember to subscribe to hear more. You also have to come check out the Living Supplement Garden, a garden that reads your individual's body's condition and grows the substances it requires to move towards optimal health and potentially healing your ailments. When we align with nature, we thrive with nature. I'd love to have you join myself and others as we discover the magic of nature together and strive to heal both ourselves and our planet. Go to thrivingwithnature.com.